Hello and welcome to this full body daily stretching routine. This is an all levels practice, but I will be moving a little bit faster than I usually do in my other classes, so feel free to modify any poses to make them work within your body as always. We're going to begin in a seated cross-legged position. So find your way there. If you use any blocks or straps or bolsters or cushions, feel free to add them into your practice as well. We're just going to begin here in a comfortable seat and take the first minute of practice to go inwards, connect with the breath, and allow yourself to fully arrive in this space, in this moment. So place your hands on your knees, close down the eyes, seal the lips, take a deep breath in, feel the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. And exhale, release, feel the warm air coming out of your nose. Relax the eyes, relax the jaw, relax the shoulders. Deep breath in. Sit nice and tall. And exhale, relax the shoulders down. Melt into your body. Take several more deep breaths here on your own. And with every breath, journey a little bit deeper into yourself to connect with this stillness within before we begin to move the body. Gently blink open the eyes. Bring the palms of the hands together, hands at the heart. We're going to do a few rounds of breath of joy in this seated position. So we're going to inhale here, palms at the heart. Exhale, send the hands forward, interlace the hands, chin to the chest, around the back. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Reach as high as you can, lengthen both sides of the rib cage. And then exhale, release, interlace the hands behind the back, send the chest forward. Release the hands, palms together, hands at the heart. And now move at the pace of your own breath. Inhale here, exhale, hands forward. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, interlace behind the back, same exhale. Inhale, palms together, hands at the heart. One more round on your own. We meet back here, hands at the heart. Release your hands down to your knees. Whenever you get there, we're going to do a few barrel rolls with the abdomen and the upper body. So keep the hips and the bottom half of the body where it's at. And you're just going to start to move in a circle around the pelvic floor. Almost like you're stirring a big pot of soup or some other delicious dish. So focus on increasing the motion and the movement with every breath. We meet at the top and again switch directions. Continue with this spiraling motion. One more big circle. And release. Come into a tabletop. However you get there is great. And then lift the knees, downward dog. Pedal out the legs, one leg at a time. And then bend both knees, press the chest closer to the quads, really open up the top half of the body, the shoulders, the chest. And then start to straighten the legs to any degree. Inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Left heel lifts off. As you exhale, right knee comes to the right armpit. And we're going to make a box with the right knee. So bring the right knee down, let it hover at the right wrist. Bring it over to the left wrist. Pull it up to the left armpit, back to the right armpit, and then flex the right foot. Step it outside the right hand for lizard lunge. Gently move your hips around. Option to stay here on the palms of your hands, or you can lower down onto your elbows. And if you were on your elbows, come back onto the palms of the hands. Set the left knee down, reach back with the right hand. And you can either just stay here with the reach or take that thigh stretch if you can bend the left leg. Hook on with the right hand. And gently start to pull the heel closer to the glute. Last breath here. And release the back foot. Gently, easily. And then we're going to come into a seated twist. So keep the right foot where it's at. Bring the left knee outside the right ankle. And then sit the hips down. Bring your left arm around the right leg. And then reach your right fingertips back behind you. Let the inhale lengthen your spine a little bit longer. You can sit a little taller. And with the exhale, you can squeeze the leg into the chest and use your right arm to help assist as you come a little bit deeper. But of course, depth is never the goal. You're just looking for a sensation of the stretch. So wherever that is for you, it's great. Might not look the same as me, and that's perfectly fine. You're not me, so it makes sense. Last breath here. And then release the twist. Keep the left leg where it's at, and you're going to reach and extend your right leg straight out towards the back right corner of your mat. We're going to come into a side bend stretch. So start to reach your right arm down towards the ground. Maybe your forearm comes down, left arm reaches up over your head. And again, to any degree, you're just looking for a sensation of the stretch. Once you find that, then connect with the breath. Soften into your own body. And just allow yourself to be without judgment, just as you are in this moment, perfect in your own body. Inhale, rise back up. Make your way back into that seated twist. We're just going to use this to transition to Warrior 3 prep. So once that foot is back down on the ground, you can use your hands, or maybe without the hands, make your way into Warrior 3 prep. Left leg extends straight back. Lower the left hip down so it's the same height as the right. And you have a lift in the chest. Last 3, 2, 1, chair pose. Set both feet down, hip distance apart. Reach the arms up over your head. Exhale, release, straighten the legs. And then interlace the hands behind the head. And we're going to slowly roll up from this forward fold all the way up to standing. Take your time to get there. Start to lift the chest up. Then see if you can almost visualize that you're rolling up one vertebrae at a time. You're not applying a ton of pressure with the hands, just a little bit. Once you come all the way up to standing, bring the elbows out, chest comes forward. Big breath here, engage the glutes, slight back bend. And then reverse it back down into this forward fold. Start with the head and slowly come all the way down. Once you've reached the full expression of your forward fold, you can release your hands down to the ground. Take an inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step the feet back, high plank. Come up high on the toes. You can keep the knees lifted or lower them down, but you're going to lower all the way down to the ground. Belly touches down. Come onto the tops of the feet, bring the hands off the mat. Tent the hands. And then start to inhale, baby cobra, chest lifts off. Gently press into the fingertips and exhale, lower down. Let's go for 4. Lower down. 3, 2. Last one, lift it up and hold here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Press the hips back to the heels. Child's pose. Take a moment here to reconnect with your breath. Can you deepen it? Can you slow it down? Can you make it softer? Lift the hips. Downward dog. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg lifts. Pause here. Right heel lifts off. Exhale, left knee to the left armpit. We're going to do that box once again. Lots of strength in the core. Lower the left knee down. Let it hover next to the left wrist. Bring it over to the right wrist. Up to the right armpit. Back to the left armpit. Lizard lunge. Take a few breaths here. About 5 on your own. Option to stay on the palms of the hands or lower down to the elbows. Come back onto the palms of the hands if you were on your elbows. Gently sit on the right knee. Reach back with the left arm. Option to bend the right leg. Take that thigh stretch. Gently release the back foot if you had it held. Make your way into that seated twist. Right knee comes outside the left foot. Set the hips down, squeeze the left leg into the chest, and walk your left fingertips behind you. We're here for about 30 seconds. So settle right into the pose. Inhale, release the twist. Keep the right leg where it's at, and the left leg sends to the back of the mat. For that seated single leg side bend, left forearm somewhere down towards the ground and right arm up over your head. Release. Transition through that seated twist up to Warrior 3 prep. Take your time to get there. Exhale, release, chair pose. This time bring the feet together. Big toes touch, and the heels are just a couple inches apart. Sit the hips a little lower, lift the chest a little bit higher, and then send all the energy out the fingertips. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step the feet back, high plank. Again, shift forward, high on the toes. Knees up or down, lower all the way down to the ground. Interlace the hands behind the back for half locust with C arms. So keep the fingers and the hands interlaced. Inhale, lift the chest up. Reach the hands towards the feet. Engage the glutes. Engage the quads to press the tops of the feet into the mat. Hold here, last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the lift. Release the hands down underneath the shoulders. Inhale, upward dog. Press into the hands. Keep the back bent. And look straight ahead. And downward dog. Engage the core, lift the hips. Lift the heels, start to walk the feet towards the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. And then Malasana Yogi squat. Pivot the toes to point out and set the hips down. We're here for just a couple of breaths. Option to roll out the wrists. And then set the hips down. Come into reverse tabletop. So the fingertips are going to point towards the heels. And lift the hips up. And set the hips down. Bring the soles of the feet together, butterfly pose. This is the last pose we're going to do in our practice before we come back to a seat for our last 1-minute meditation to close out class. So now that you know that we're at the end, really savor this moment. Savor each breath. Be proud of yourself for showing up today, for carving out the time, for moving your body in all directions. Release. Lift yourself back up. Cross the ankles. And stay here in a comfortable seat. You can, again, bring the hands onto the knees like we did at the beginning of class. We'll just take 1 minute here, again, in stillness, to seal out our practice, to come back to that connection with ourself before we move on with the rest of our day. So again, close down the eyes. Soften the body. Observe the breath. And feel the love. Palms together, hands at the heart. Thank yourself for showing up today. I'm so grateful you showed up today. We'll see you again on the mat tomorrow. Lots of love, lots of gratitude. Namaste.